You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
Yep. What it do?
He's back.
Hey! Doug. And we welcome you to episode 125 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, is at WNS Podcast, and for the main site, WNS Source.
On tout at WNS Podcast.
There you go. Welcome back, Doug.
Hey,
certainly
good to be
happy
here.
to have you back. Glad to see that you're feeling
100%.
better. Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Got to have all kinds of fun this weekend. Glad you're feeling better, most importantly. How you doing?
I'm glad to be feeling better, honestly. I thought I was dying. But I'm alive.
The man couldn't get out of his bed.
Yeah.
Sick, man.
Never fun.
Peed in the
Not
bottle.
fun.
Did not pee in a bottle.
Didn't do it.
But feeling better. Glad you're back. Happy that you're back. Glad that you could spend the weekend with us over at Houston, and we're feeling good about that too. Got to go to ComicPalooza, have all kinds of fun, celebrate my birthday out there. Got to meet the one and only Big Papa Pump, Big Bad Booty Daddy, Scott Steiner. Doug and I got a picture and an autograph. Tyler, unfortunately,
Was
left a little bit later.
I could have. I guess he was walking out, and I could have
was
like.
getting ready
I
to
could have
leave.
stand behind him and act like I was taking a picture with him, and just
Or you could have just asked for a picture.
or no.
Either way would have been fine. You could have done it. You could have done it,
Yeah.
but you didn't. So you don't have an autograph. You don't have a picture with Scott Steiner.
I also missed
Unlike the cool
Doomsday.
kids.
Doomsday Wrestling was at 12,
Yep.
and
Was unable to attend.
I was there a little bit after.
But that's okay. Did you still have fun at ComicPalooza?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see all kinds of stuff that you like?
Yes, there's awesome things. I mean, if you have never been to a comic convention, there's a lot of stuff to it. I mean, it's not only comic books.
There's stuff for everyone there.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's going to be people
There's
dressed
only
up.
comic books, and it's not for everyone.
I mean, there's
No one dresses up and has fun.
Oh, yeah. We saw Dog the Bounty Hunter. You know that guy. But no, there's a lot of people dressed up. There's a guy dressed up as Van Helsing, but he had blonde hair, so I call him Dog. No, there's a lot of people dressed up. We saw a kid from Austin. He made Lego statues.
Yeah.
One of Superman, life size.
And
Superman,
Iron Man.
And Iron Man and Star Trek. So it was all good. And we saw our friend,
Good buddy.
John David Guerrera
Shout
from
out.
Nightmare Pro Wrestling. If you want to check out stuff, it's nightmareprowrestling.com. I bought the collection.
Let's cut the bullshit and let's talk about what we're all really thinking about. Dude is jacked to the gills these days, right? He wasn't.
Yeah.
John was not always.
He's been hitting the gym.
Yeah.
When we met John, he was not that buff, dude. Come on, no way.
I saw him.
Dude was looking swole.
Yeah, I'll give him that because I was like, this dude can take me. I better start running. Nah, man, it was good to see him. He has awesome stuff. Check out his stuff. His comics. He has drawings. I mean, we picked up a Daniel Bryan drawing. It was awesome. Just check out his stuff. I mean, I know he did CM Punk last year. Did he have the Scott Hall thing up there?
No, not
It
this
was a
time.
commission.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Someone asked him to do that.
But no, man, go to his website, check his stuff out. Nightmare Pro Wrestling is about monsters who wrestle.
Enough said.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean, it's really it's awesome. So I mean, check it out. I'm not done with volume 1, but I'm enjoying it so far. So man, we really say, man, check this stuff out because it's just great.
It is. It's really good stuff. Go out there, support it. It's nightmareprowrestling.com. And, if any of y'all saw the picture of the three of us that was drawn by him, you know he does some pretty good work. So we certainly do appreciate the artwork, and it's framed up and ready to be hung on a wall now.
Also, I want to say that if you haven't been to a comic convention, just go and check out the artists because you don't know what you're gonna find. Because we saw him last year for the first time, and we were interested in the stuff he was doing. Then you don't know what you're gonna find in a comic convention.
Yeah.
So just
all
go
kinds
out there.
of stuff.
Yeah, I mean
Tons of sluts.
Tons of sluts. Yes. This had wrestling there.
Mm-hmm.
This had roller derby.
Mm-hmm.
Quidditch. I don't know really how you play that.
From Harry Potter. I don't know.
Yeah, don't know how that works.
They can't fly.
Yeah. So they had arcade there. A lot of vendors, a lot of stars, artists. Just like I said, Scott Steiner was there. So we missed Saturday, which he wrestled, and we heard that he cut a promo. We were not there, damn
They
it.
gave him a live microphone and said,
Wish
hey,
he had a panel so we could talk to him.
I wish I could find a video from him there.
Yeah, but we had fun.
Got to get on that.
So,
Got to see Doomsday Wrestling, which was, entertaining as always. And after the show, we decided to stick around, and we ended up talking to our good buddy Tex Lone Star, and he actually talked to Doug about the possibility of being in a future show. That's pretty cool. The fact that he's had you specifically in mind for an upcoming show.
Look, let's not beat around the bush. Obviously, Tex Lone Star does a lot of thinking about me.
He recognizes true talent.
Hey, well,
possibly
in the
nude.
picture on Facebook that John he drew, he said that he made you look like a badass.
Look. Tex Lone Star knows a tough son of a bitch when he sees it, when he sees them. And I'm gonna go out there and compete. If I am called upon to do this, I will go out there and compete to the best of my ability. I will pull no punches. I will represent the WNS podcast proudly, and I'm gonna go down swinging, victory or defeat. So that's all I gotta say about that shit.
Nice promo.
Okay, I don't know.
Get that camera out of here. I'm done.
Get out of my face.
Sluts. There's your reoccurring theme joke for the night, folks. So in case you're wondering. But yeah, so we got to have a lot of fun. Got to see Doomsday. Then we got to see the National Wrestling Alliance of Houston put on a show. Got recognized from our shirts, which was really cool. I want to send a special shout out to our good buddy Chuck, who noticed our shirts and after the matches were over, asked to take a picture with us. So Chuck, if you're listening to us, thanks for saying hey and asking for the picture. Post that on our Facebook page, and we'll share it with the world, I guess. So really cool, lots of fun.
We also, after the ComicPalooza, we went
Dave and Buster's. That's right. That's right. Had all kinds of fun there.
Daniel's girlfriend's never been.
Never been before, and she had all kinds of fun.
Yeah, she had a blast the whole day. Never been to ComicPalooza.
Yeah. So she was having a ball with all the Doctor Who stuff that was there to enjoy, and then we got to go. We went and ate some pizza, and then we went to Dave and Buster's and had fun. She hit the jackpot on one of the games. I hit one of the. I don't know if you call it a jackpot, but it's the top prize that you can get on one of the games. Ended up winning 1,000 tickets, so that was pretty cool. Got a little disco ball thing from that. So. Party time with the podcast crew.
But all in all, we had a blast.
Yeah, it was a very good birthday. I certainly, I'm very glad that I got to spend it with some of my good buddies here at the podcast. And
sorry, I didn't give you five.
Well,
Dr. Seuss.
Yep, Dr. Seuss, our good buddy Noah was there for a while. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. So it was just a good time. So like Tyler said, if you happen to be in the area where a convention is going to be taking place, go and check it out because they got all kinds of stuff there.
Also, I want to say that was it June 15th is going to be the next Doomsday Wrestling at Numbers.
That's right.
So
if you happen to be in the Houston area, driving distance, flying distance, basically there's no excuse for you not to miss this show. You should go check out Doomsday Wrestling.
At least put it maybe like Seth Rickson.
Yeah, exactly. Just saying.
Think about it a little bit.
I want to go. It's just I'm gonna have to get travel ways and stuff. So So yeah, go and check out Doomsday Wrestling. A lot of fun, hysterical show that these guys put on. And we talked to Tex about the possibility of having him back on the show at a future date as we get closer to the next Doomsday show. So we'll have to look forward to that. I know a lot of our fans or a lot of our listeners enjoyed the episode that he was on.
They all love Tex.
Yeah, it's all about
we
Tex.
want
so there you
Tex.
go.
We
So
want
he's
Tex.
been on more than one.
Yeah. But I mean, like as far as like a full length show, he can be on. But so go check out Doomsday Wrestling, check out Nightmare Pro Wrestling, and tell them we sent you. And I'm sure they would certainly appreciate it. But as the weekend rolls on to an end, which I had a blast. I had all kinds of fun. I'm so glad I got to sleep in. I ended up sleeping until like 2 p.m. yesterday, so I was out.
Wow.
So go ahead and dive on into Raw. We kick things off. It's the Memorial Day show, paying tribute to the troops and all that as they're broadcast from Canada. So I guess they didn't really think that one out as far as the dates, but, it happens. But we kick things off with Cena coming out and basically saying, Ryback, I like the fact that you just come out and demand a match that's going to be an ambulance match. Well, instead, joke's on you, buddy. Haha, we got the 3 Stages of Hell match at Payback. So it's only going to be the 4th 3 Stages of Hell match in WWE history, where the first match is going to be a lumberjack match. The second match is going to be a tables match. The third match will be an ambulance match. So what are your thoughts on the announcement? Yeah,
That was my ambulance. Sorry.
Oh.
So what do y'all think about the 3 Stages of Hell match being announced?
I mean, I know it sounds bad, but like I just don't
Care?
care for this feud. I know it sounds like stupid, but it's like I'm not into Ryback.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things I like about him, but I'm just not like really
He's
digging him now.
You don't think he's like a viable contender for the championship, or?
I mean, he's tough, but it's like I can't. He doesn't have my attention.
Right.
He just doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
How about
You're
you,
not
Tom?
looking hard enough, you stupid slut.
Oh, almost came on my nose.
I don't know how the match is going to turn out. I'm not sure if that's them trying to do too much. I don't know. See, I'm a little hazy because I watched not this past Monday's Raw, but the previous week's Raw in like a huge like fever dream where I was like,
Is this real?
yeah, and then also apparently like the 12 hours after Raw there was like a Fast and the Furious marathon where they showed like everything. So I would like wake up and I would be like, is that Micah McGillicuddy? And then I would wake up and I'd be like, I was like, what the fuck's he doing on Raw? And then I would like pass out and then I would wake up and be like, Daniel Bryan's fucking pissed, dude. Whoa. Then I would like wake up and I saw like Vin Diesel in like 12 different poses. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What's Vin Diesel doing on Raw?
Doesn't make sense.
How did he get that car in the arena? But
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it in a big like fever dream, so I don't know. I guess I'm not super interested in it from what I've seen this week. It may be a little bit overkill. I'm not sure that if they're not trying to do too much, but we'll see, I guess.
Okay. But after the announcement, we got to see Curtis Axel come out with Paul Heyman and basically challenge Cena to a match, and he gets it. So gives you something to look forward to for the end of Raw. But the first matchup we did get to see was Alberto Del Rio going up against Big E Langston, and this one's sort of been turning into a feud to kind of get Big E established. They battled last week on Raw and SmackDown and Main Event, I think, or maybe not SmackDown, but they have been battling here recently. So this time, Del Rio ends up getting the victory after AJ unties the turnbuckle, and it costs Big E the match. And then she was upset at Big E for losing when she's partially responsible since she untied the turnbuckle. But what do y'all think about this? Like, what do y'all think about where Del Rio is right now? I mean, I know they're waiting for Ziggler to come back, but I'm not sure. I don't think that Del Rio is going to be able to take it off of Ziggler. Take the belt off Ziggler yet. So
I don't know. It does feel like he's just there right now.
yeah,
You know, I mean, like
kind of just floating around.
not exactly like floating around. I mean, you know, he's doing this thing with Big E, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do feel you. I don't think that he's going to take it off Ziggler.
I mean, if the plan all along was for him to be the guy to feud with Ziggler, I don't see a problem with him like hanging out and feuding with Big E in the meantime while Ziggler's out. I thought the match was completely fine. I had no problem with it. So it's fresh. I mean, it's not like something they've done to death before. So
That's true too. So I'm just
there's
not
a
sure.
lot of fresh on this side. Like I think it's like I'm thinking like I had a pretty fun time watching this Raw, and I'm thinking it's like a good time to be a wrestling fan. I just think there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I think there's a lot of fresh stuff going on. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. I think if you're down on the product right now, I think, and you can't come up with a criticism other than it's the stuff we always see. Well, I don't get that criticism, and I don't agree with it. I mean,
Okay.
I think it's a pretty fun time to be a fan.
Okay. But yeah, so Del Rio does end up getting the victory. We did have an interruption from the app about Ziggler talking, but they cut it out before, you know, he got to make a point, and which is, I guess, the reason why you need to download the app.
I was telling Daryl, I was like, because they really did that a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet this is pissing Daniel off.
No, I didn't have as big of a problem with it because they actually promoted it the correct way on certain points, you know, because they would show, you know, if you know, here's where the tables turn during the matchup, if you happen to be watching on the app, you know, and then they also said, you know, immediately following Raw, you know, go to our app and watch the Bret Hart Appreciation Night.
Compared to, like, was it 2 weeks ago or whenever? No, it was last week when Fandango was out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they cut to the app and Road Dogg's talking about Fandango. I'm like, that's nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, like we've talked about this a couple times before in the past now. You know, if you're going to use the app, you know, use it correctly. And I felt like the way that they did the Bret Hart Appreciation thing, saying, "Hey, if you know,"
did you watch it?
I did not. I don't have the app, so you know,
Refuses to download.
I refuse to. Yeah. So but yeah, it's just I felt like that was a good way for them to promote it, and then say, you know, action continues during the commercial break. But as far as you know,
we kind of talked a few weeks ago about picture-in-picture promos while the match was going on, if it's relevant. And they kind of sort of did it, but in like the worst way possible. Like I want a like short, concise promo, and then you can show it on the picture-in-picture on the screen. But if you obviously cut the promo off in like hopes that people are going to go to the app, that's just as bad. And it's just as annoying whenever they're talking and you obviously like just cut off what they're saying like in the middle, not even at a spot that makes sense as a stopping point.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, we can hit 10.
We'll just tune in for a few seconds and then we'll tune back out.
Yeah,
that'll
like-
get people going.
Yeah, that's not good for me.
Yeah, no bueno. So, you know, just get it together, guys. That's, you know, it's too much to ask. But next up, we got to see a backstage segment with Kane and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's pacing back and forth, thinking that he's the weak link, but he doesn't want to be the weak link, and you know he's going to prove it to everyone that he's not the weak link. And Kane's trying to Kane is trying to get him like like out of this funk, and he doesn't listen. But then Bret Hart shows up and he goes complete fanboy. And you know, he was like, you know, you were the smaller of the two in the Hart Foundation. How did you do it? And so, you know, Bret Hart's offering him advice, and Kane's like, wait, what the hell was that? You know, I give you advice all the time. Why don't you listen to me? And
That's Bret Hart.
yeah, he's like, dude, that's Bret Hart, and you're just Kane. So, you know, comedic timing's still there with these two. I liked the angle. What did y'all think about that?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. Thought it was funny enough, and Brett's a little slow on the mic these days, but he was never like Mr. Set Your World on Fire on the mic.
Yeah.
But it was totally fine. Yeah, I got no problem with it.
Okay.
That was good.
So next up, we got to see Dean Ambrose going up against Kofi Kingston. And you know, just like at Extreme Rules, these guys put on a pretty good matchup.
That wasn't for a title, huh?
It was.
It was.
It was for the United States title. Kofi Kingston looking for his rematch. Came up short on this one. I like the ring psychology of it, where like Ambrose went out to the outside, and Kofi sort of teasing that he's going to jump out and tackle him. So.
I like that part where they were running the ropes, something bounced him off, and like he was about to do the Trouble in Paradise kick, and he just like rolls out of nowhere, like kind of like smooth roll, then gets out. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, it looked good.
Yeah, so I thought the match was pretty good with Ambrose getting the victory over Kofi Kingston. How about you, Doug?
I thought it was really good. I was actually pretty into this match. Good job, Kofi Kingston.
He likes you now.
Let's not get carried away. I thought it was a good match. I didn't have any problems with Kofi in this match, and Ambrose was good too. So I thought it was a pretty good match.
Okay, and shortly after the matchup, the rest of the Shield comes down to celebrate. Looks like they're going to attack Kofi Kingston, but Team Hell No comes in, which starts up their tag team match to try and regain the tag team titles. And man, oh man, match of the night. Great matchup. Daniel Bryan took it to a whole new level. Such intensity.
I mean, he did good at the last Raw, too.
Yeah. But, I mean, this one, it just feels like he keeps turning it up, the intensity each week that he's been doing this, and I absolutely loved it. Great match. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I love the angle, too. Surprise, I'm a big fan of, like... Daniel Bryan being mad and kicking the shit out of people. But yeah, I love him as like the guy with the Napoleon complex. He's like, I'm not the fucking weak link. He's just amped up and pissed off and like fighting hard. And yeah, I fucking love that. The match was really good. Like a really good match. I love the
crowd was way into it.
Love the tribute to Hart with Kane and Daniel Bryan doing the heart attack spot. Cool. Like, can't say enough about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins really holding up their own. And like, I hear a lot of people talking about how well the Shield has been booked and how this is one of the best booked like stables in years, and all that shit is true. But I don't know if they're saying that for the same reasons I'm saying that. Are they saying that because they're not afraid to let them go out there and beat guys and win, and for the most part go undefeated? Like that is part of what I'm saying when I say they're so well booked, but
they're earning it.
Well, not just that, but like the psychology, even like down to the psychology, like of how their matches are booked are like extremely well. Like they're not booked as like world beaters. When they wrestled Kane and Daniel Bryan, they weren't booked as a better tag team. Mm-hmm. They were booked as guys who survived an ass whooping and were able to like recollect themselves and capitalize off a mistake, because they are less wrestlers, but they are a better team and they're more a cohesive unit, and they're smart guys who know when to pull the trigger when they see a mistake. Like they weren't booked as like going to. They had their spots where they're going to work a control segment because that's how tag matches work, but they're not booked as world beaters. They're not like going in there laying everybody fucking out. They're like, they survived an ass whooping and they exploited a mistake, and that's why they're a better team, because they weathered the storm and they were able to keep it together, and that's how they went over. And I think that's really fucking smart. And like as they go on and on as champs, they're going to be booked to be the better team, like the better wrestlers. But for right now, I think that's perfect booking of these guys, especially with Ambrose not being the other guy in the team. I think that's perfect booking as them. Like, they just survived. They weathered the storm. They took the ass whooping and they capitalized on a stupid, hot-headed mistake that Bryan made. And I thought that was a fucking perfect story to tell, and I love that. And it was a great match. Yeah.
That the moment when Kane was in the ring telling Daniel Bryan, get back over to the corner, and you see Daniel Bryan looking at Reigns, looking at Kane. I felt like we were about to pause the entire show, and it was like, choose your path. Go to the corner or go after Reigns, And so Daniel Bryan chose to go after Reigns, which Reigns caught him, slammed him down, causing the distraction, allowing Rollins to.
But I love that too. Like I that's all like plays into why the match was so good. Like, and like again, like people say the booking of them has been like unparalleled for years now. I agree, but I think it's like also like they're booked as like guys who are a pack of like dudes together. Like they're not the best dudes there.
Yeah.
But they're the best at fucking like sticking together, weathering a storm, and finding a way to win. And that's why I think it's not just that they haven't booked them to lose, it's that they booked them smartly. Like nobody wrestles to their gimmick like these dudes do. Or
They
very
capitalize
few.
on any mistake that you make. And
Well,
use
like
it
if
to
a
their
guy has a
advantage.
gimmick, like and he like you do things to encompass that gimmick, and there are very few guys out there who do that better than the Shield right now, or are allowed to at least.
Very good.
But just a great match from these two teams. You know, they're playing their roles to a T, to where they need to be right now. Daniel Bryan is going to be just like shooting up here within the next few weeks. I can just tell.
I love him as like a fucking world beater, like little fucking Napoleon complex world beater. I love
seems
that.
like they would.
Did you
like-
see the SmackDown match he had with Swagger where he tapped them the fuck out?
Yes.
I saw the end part of
And like I don't know a lot of how many people follow the independent shit, but like he even did the throwback to the "you're gonna get your fucking head kicked in." When people, I don't know, like people know that chant exists, but I'm not sure that not everybody knows why. But like Brian, he did the move that where the chant comes from, where he grabs the guy's arms when he's on his back so that he can't protect his face, and he repeatedly stomped his fucking head in, and that's where the "you're gonna get your fucking head kicked in" comes from. He did that to Swagger, and then he rolled it into the no lock stool. But the match with Swagger was really good too. Did you see that?
I saw the end part.
It was awesome.
Very good stuff. So definitely go back and check out these matches if you get the chance, if you have the ability to. So next up, we got to see Fandango going up against Wade Barrett, and they used the app to decide what Miz was going to be, and they chose guest referee.
Trying to get Daryl to use the app. She's like, no,
Yeah, don't. But
it's fixed.
yeah, this match was short. It's to build to probably a triple threat between these three. Other than that, nothing really to come
Seems like
from
they
this
really
match.
don't have nothing going on with those three, so let's put them together.
Yeah, it was a short match. Barrett was upset that Miz was getting in the way, and so he attacked Miz, and Miz planted in with skull-crushing finale. Fandango picks up the win, and
Blah blah blah. Miz was doing some of his hill stuff. So what was it? What was it, Fandango or Barrett when they had him on the rope or whatever? Miz he didn't count.
yeah,
He was like, "Get him off me, ref! Get him off! I'm on the rope."
Hmm.
I was like, "Well, I mean, that's a little minor thing, but I was like, well, Miz still needs to count it."
yeah. Gotta play fair, but it's whatever. Doug, what do you think about this trifecta?
I'm looking for positives to try and say here. It's fresh-ish. I mean, like,
Miz counted to 3.
I mean, Miz was a little overzealous, but ultimately, like Barrett, like put his hands on him first. It was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have any real problems with it.
Okay. Well, next up, we got to see Tons of Funk and the Great Khali going up against 3MB. Kind of a short match. Ended with Tons of Funk and Khali getting the victory. After the match, Great Khali decided to sing Happy Birthday to Natalia because it was her birthday. Yeah.
Not much.
Nothing really else from there. Happy birthday, Natalia.
They showed how that match came to be.
Yeah. Some party or something that and they threw the cake down or at Hornswoggle. So
Down at Hornswoggle.
yeah, down at Hornswoggle. So yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Next up, we got to see the highlight reel with Jericho and Paul Heyman, and Jericho asking about Paul Heyman's client. Heyman thinks that it's Curtis Axel. He says, "No, your other client." And Heyman thinks that it's Brock Lesnar. But Jericho says, no, I'm talking about your other client, the one who hasn't been here since Mania, the one who's taken a 6-week vacation, and no one has told us why. So
It seems weird. They're setting up a match already for when's the pay-per-view?
Like 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
It's definitely thrown together.
Yeah. And also, I thought that Punk was not scheduled to come back until around SummerSlam. So maybe either he's anxious to get back in the ring, or they're kind of trying to press him for time. But they're asking him to come back. But
It's in Chicago.
it is in Chicago, yeah. So that's going to get more butts in the seats if that happens. So
Well, this is like the worst possible matchup they could have announced for me. There aren't too many things that I would want to see less. Too many more matchups that I'd want to see less than Jericho Punk again. I thought it was like their feud since Jericho came back, like over the past Mania and whatever.
Felt like a letdown.
It was super overhyped and super underdelivered in my opinion. Their matches were solid but not spectacular, and the story did not deliver on very many levels for me. There are not too many guys I would rather him feud less with than Jericho. And in fact, I'm struggling to think of a guy. I don't think it's the right guy to have him come back on. I don't even know why. Jericho just wants to know why he's sitting at home. That's the catalyst for this. That doesn't make a lot of goddamn sense.
Since he's not here anymore, I guess he can't say that he's the best in the world. So I'm going to go back to saying that I'm the best in the world. So that's why we're going to fight.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
If he wants to be the best in the world, he's got to prove it.
It seems very forced. In fact, I hope it's just an angle that they're leading, and with friction. I'd rather it be an angle that they're leading to friction between Punk and Heyman once he inevitably comes back. But I don't want to see this. I'm sure it will be passable. I can't imagine it not being passable with these guys. But their last feud was so uninteresting. Please give me Cena Punk again. I will take Cena Punk again over this any fucking day. Because Cena Punk can do no wrong, at least in the ring in my eyes. There's got to be something else they can do besides this.
Well, what if they get to Chicago and Paul Heyman comes out, like Jericho's waiting for Punk to come out. Paul Heyman comes out and says, look, I haven't heard from Punk all day. He's not here. But if you're so bound to fight, I've got someone for you, and it brings out Curtis Axel.
Totally fine with that.
Okay.
I just don't want to see Punk and Jericho again. Like, yeah. I think they left a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, that's kind of a harsh thing. It's just, I was like really underwhelmed with their feud. Yeah. Like, I don't want to see it again. And it went on for a long time, and I just don't care to see it again this soon.
Okay. How about you, Tyler?
Huh?
Oh.
What?
I think that was a good idea. I was going to ask if I have one more.
Yeah.
Gum?
Yeah.
One more gum.
No, I like your idea.
Yeah.
About the Curtis Axel thing. That'll be good, though. If not, I mean, I know I kind of feel like coming up next week or the weeks before the pay-per-view, they're going to, I think, he's going to walk out. It's like, hey, Jericho, you want this? But no, you're going to get Curtis Axel, Yeah. It's going to happen. I don't know about at the pay-per-view, but
I'd be completely fine with that. I just don't want to see Punk and Jericho again.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, but Heyman accepted on behalf of.
I can't be the only person who thinks that feud was so uninspired, because it didn't feel.
I do feel that it was underdelivered. Like when
it was way too overhyped. People praised the shit out of it, but I was like, but why? Okay, it was passable, but why? It's because there was two internet darlings. Because it was Jericho. Because it was Punk.
Oh,
Everybody creamed their
fantasy
panties.
Match.
Yeah.
People creamed their panties over. It wasn't that good. I thought it was super underdelivered and super overhyped.
Okay. Yeah, I'll agree. I think it was overhyped. I thought the matches were okay. So, it's whatever, I guess. But next up, we got to see the Bella twins going up against Natalya and Caitlyn. Just a short little match.
You can look, but you can't touch.
You can, yeah.
I could touch.
But it was nice to finally see Natalya get a match. Even though it was, for her birthday and in her hometown, and they had her lose. so that the Bellas could taunt her, I guess, was the point of that story.
I like the finish.
Yeah. With Caitlyn accidentally spearing Natalya. So, Bellas end up getting the victory and sing happy birthday to Natalya in just a terrible, terrible way. But yeah, so next up after that, future is looking very bright because we got to see the Bray Wyatt and family video package. And if you didn't get to see this, definitely check it out because it was phenomenal.
Hey, you want to see something really scary? We live in a world where society has poisoned the souls of men. It hovers over them like a dark cloud, and they can't do anything about it, because they're just the regular, everyday working class. People like me, they get down on their hands and knees, and they whisper these little lies and secrets into their ears. But I have a secret of my own. Catching flies in his mouth. And what are you gonna do when they decide it's time?
We are the ones.
When they start to walk upright.
The ones you've been told about. And we are walking upright.
What are you gonna do? Well, I know what you're gonna do. Run. You're gonna tell them
we're coming. Run. Now send us someone. Just don't send anyone you want back. Witness the new face of fear.
And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. We're coming.
I mean, just, you as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's Bray Wyatt. Oh my God. We finally get to see it. And we saw him in Beaumont not too long ago. So I was like, man,
it's awesome they're bringing the family.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten to watch NXT, so I don't know enough about the family. But I've been looking up some of the promos and stuff from Bray Wyatt, and just good, really good stuff.
One of the guys that's with him, the Luke Harper guy, but other than that, I don't know the other guy's name.
Luke Harper's really good too.
Yeah.
He was Brody Lee. If you guys saw, he worked Chikara and a lot of other places, but he did some Dragon Gate stuff. Not too much Dragon Gate. He was kind of a mixed match for a lot of the guys they had, but he did do some Dragon Gate stuff, did some Chikara stuff, some other stuff. But Brody Lee's no slouch. I mean, Luke Harper's no slouch either, so don't sell him short. Yeah, so I'm glad they're bringing him up as a unit because I hate the idea that it seems like in the past they've been like they had these guys they have them like perfect, or at least to their liking perfect a gimmick, and then they change their gimmick or change them from face to heel or change them from heel to face when they come up, and it's like, what's the point of having the guy do all this work off the big screen? It's still on camera, yeah, but it's not on the big screen with all the eyes on you. What's the point of having the dude put all the work in to get to a point where you feel he's ready to debut and then pull the rug out from underneath him and say, do something different? And, like, also like I haven't seen all of NXT. I catch it here and there, and, but that he's doing the same gimmick, and like it's the same like promo style that we've seen. When we were freaking out when he released like the first 3 and we were like passing him around, we're like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. This dude needs to be on TV. Like now, when we saw him in Beaumont, we're like, this dude is ready for TV now. It's surprised that this dude's ready for TV and he's going to be awesome. I can't say that I saw it in Husky Harris as Husky Harris. I don't think anybody did.
No.
I think if you say you saw that, you're full of shit. I'm
He's
pulling,
the tank with the Ferrari engine.
I'm serious. Like
that was like his one selling point.
Yeah.
And now he's turned it to like this whole separate character, and it is just.
If you're one of those people who are going to try and tell me that you saw it in Husky Harris as Husky Harris, I'm pulling the bullshit card. I'm sorry, you're full of shit. The dude transformed. Not only he's transformed himself physically, dude dropped a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And
grew out his hair, grew out his beard.
Yeah, I heard that was a problem too. That some people didn't like that his weight.
he was a bigger dude.
Yeah, that was the reason why he got sent back to FCW or NXT is because of his weight.
Yeah.
So.
But since the Bray Wyatt stuff, like, oh shit, this dude is one of the most interesting things they have going, if not the.
Yeah. And his promos are just great. I saw the one one of the very first ones that he did, where he introduced himself from Lafayette, Louisiana, and how he set his dad's boat on fire, and just all kinds. It's one of those haunting things.
It's the ones where he's like, they're like the ghost people are like kneeling to him in the field, and he's like talking like this. The first three, I remember like vividly the first three promo videos that he had, and I don't know how many he's had since then. But then even the one that they showed on Raw was cool.
Yeah, and I've seen that one probably like 5 or 6, no more than that. Definitely, probably over 10 times I've seen that. I downloaded the theme music that's playing in the background, his theme song. And I've listened to that all day long.
Like how they have the rest of the family wearing the creepy masks and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like fucking weird backwoods folk, like being nuts,
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting stuff. I think it's cool. I'm excited to see it.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, if you haven't gotten a chance, go and check out that promo. We posted it on our Facebook page.
Also, check out his earlier promos when he first came out as Bray Wyatt, too.
Yeah. So, good stuff.
First
Definitely-
three are really fucking cool,
Yeah.
too.
Definitely looking forward to him making his debut. And hopefully, since they made that statement saying we're not going to bring someone up unless we have something planned for them, hopefully they've got something good lined up for these guys, because I am definitely interested. I've definitely taken notice. So go and check it out. But next up, we got to see Sheamus and Orton going up against the Rhodes Scholars. In this match, I thought was okay. I guess Sheamus and Orton are working as a tag team now or something like that. But I felt like Rhodes Scholars needed this win more than Sheamus and Orton, But, it is what it is. So Sheamus and Orton end up picking up the victory. But what did y'all think about the matchup?
Meh.
You think it would have been better if Rhodes Scholars got the win?
Oh, they need it more, no question, but I don't think it would have impressed me anymore if they had won. I mean, it would have been meh with at least they needed it.
I don't remember too much from it.
Yeah, that's about how it goes. So, I don't know. I just don't know where they're going with any four of these guys. But that takes us into the main event, which we saw Curtis Axel going up against John Cena. Some good back and forth on this one. It looked like Curtis Axel was able to hold his own for a little bit. Cena doing the traditional spots that he does, getting ready to finish him off. I loved the fact that Curtis Axel was doing a lot of counters, a lot of reversals, did the perfect plex as well. Just good stuff. And Cena ends up getting distracted by the ambulance coming out, decides to walk over towards it, and gets counted out.
To me, it seemed like he looked better in this match than with Triple H.
Well, yeah, definitely. Because I guess they were trying to sell the Triple H's injured angle. But one thing that cracks me up is that I went back and watched the Curtis Axel versus Triple H match, and they just stopped the match. It didn't end in count out or anything, but they're still saying, "Oh, Curtis Axel, he defeated Triple H. He's 2-0 now." So, just something interesting. But Doug, what did
I mean, it's like ref stoppage. Ring of Honor went through a phase where they did that a lot, and that's where a lot of that Brian's like bludgeoning someone until they just can't answer the count, offense, finish came from, where they just started saying, "Oh, the ref called it for his own good. He's getting his ass beat." That counts as a finish as much as anything else. I'll take that. Look, man, at least but I don't see it in the kid. I just don't see it in the kid. I haven't seen enough. Sure, he could win me over. Sure, my opinion could be swayed. I've not put the total kibosh in this dude as if I don't want anything to do with him. I don't like him, but I do not see it in the kid. But hey, at least they're behind the guy.
Yeah.
They're pushing him hard, and that's more than they can say for a lot of stuff they've attempted. But I don't see it in the kid. It's just not. It's not for me.
It seems like they're how many we've seen so far? At least 2 that comes to mind. It's like a gimmick that it's not working. Now they're trying to make so like Bray Wyatt, Axel,
Yeah.
Curtis Axel, they were off for
Well, that's totally fucking different though. Like, well, I see Bray Wyatt, I believe Bray Wyatt.
What I mean is, like,
I believe that he's Bray Wyatt when I see him.
Well, I
but-
mean, I understand that, but like when there's Husky Harrison, they went away and they come back, and Bray Wyatt. I mean, I don't know what I was gonna say. I like Bray Wyatt more. I mean, I still have to give Curtis Axel some time, to see how he delivers and all that stuff, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just we'll just have to see where they go with it. I'm sort of with you on this one, Doug, as far as like, I can't quite see it yet, but I'm not completely closing the book on him yet.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm writing him off. I just don't see it.
It's just like you look at guys like, Rob Van Dam, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, so on and so forth, the quote unquote Paul Heyman guys. And, it's sort of like Axel doesn't really fit that mold. Like
Not all of them are successful.
No, not at all.
Paul Heyman guys.
Yeah. And there have been plenty of people that, Heyman took under his wing. And
Like we said last week, or what?
Yeah, like Nathan
Ryan
Jones and Big Show and stuff like that. They don't really fit into
How
that.
the fuck is Big Show a failure?
Well,
Big
no,
Show's
he had a successful career, but you wouldn't consider him to be like a Paul Heyman guy, you know. So I don't know. Like I feel like they're saying, okay, we're gonna give this guy a new name. He's gonna embrace his past while trying to make his own future.
Well, if you're talking about not as much as failures, but not as big that you think they would get as a Paul Heyman guy, would be like Heidenreich and Nathan Jones.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. We'll have to see where they go with this character, because like you can only go up against the top guy so long before he's got to lose, and then it's like, well, when he loses, then what? So you have to. I'm just really curious as to what they have planned for this guy, and where they're gonna go. But
I'm glad they're at least trying something.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
definitely.
I don't want to come across like I'm discouraging, like mixing shit up, because I'm totally happy they're mixing shit up. That's cool that they're, even though it's not my bag, that they're gonna push something hard just to see what comes out of it. And if it doesn't work, then hey, it doesn't work. I mean, but at least they fucking tried something.
Try something else. So so you never know. But during the matchup, the crowd was definitely distracted. And it turns out that a fight broke out in the crowd. Apparently, a group of guys had a little bit too much to drink and ended up brawling in the audience, causing security to tackle them and escort them out. And I was curious as to what was causing it, but yeah, apparently a huge fight broke out. So them's the breaks, I suppose. But that pretty much concludes Raw with Ryback attacking Cena after the ambulance and after Cena gets counted out. So I don't know. I feel like the higher talked about things for this Raw definitely be the tension between Hell No, the success of the Shield, and the Bray Wyatt promo.
Look, not everything's gonna, like, not all cylinders are gonna be firing like perfectly, but I think there's plenty of stuff to be excited about.
Yeah.
I want to say that, I don't know.
I just don't really feel like Cena and Ryback is one of those things. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't think everything has to be something you're excited about, though.
Yeah, it's just, you want the
they're booking a card to appeal to as broad of an audience as possible, and if you've got 3 things on that card that you're excited about, that should be
more than enough.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, well, you have to. I mean, it's not like that. I'm just saying, like, I think there's enough stuff going on to be excited about.
Okay. So there you go. That's pretty much the conclusion of Raw. We do have some hot topic news for you guys. Jerry the King Lawler returned to the ring this past weekend. He was involved in a 6-man tag match, and kind of begs the question, with the near fatal heart attack that he had not too long ago. I mean, it's been a few months, obviously, but still, is it worth the risk to get back in the ring?
Did he get cleared?
I mean, he was obviously he was cleared, and it was light work, so
it wasn't in there that much. I mean, there is a risk, but
yeah. So it's just, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, man, I'm not sure if I should push myself, or maybe it was just one of those things where he's like, okay, I'm feeling good. Let's just see if I can just do 5 minutes and be good, or what. But still, a heart attack of that severity where he was clinically dead for 5 or 10 minutes. It's kind of scary stuff to get back into the ring and try and push yourself like that. But what do you think, Doug?
I mean, was it smart? No, probably not. Was it a risk? Yeah, obviously. But he's one of those old school guys. What the fuck else are you gonna do, man? Yeah. He's a tough those old dudes are tough sons of bitches. And it doesn't surprise me, really. I mean, it's fucking Jerry Lawler. I mean, what the fuck else does Jerry Lawler do besides call matches and fucking punch people in the face, Memphis style? I don't fucking know. I mean, I can't. That's all those guys know. I mean, what do you want him to do with the rest of his life? I mean, I don't know. Flair's gonna fucking die in the ring. Okay. I mean, I'm not even joking
so when
about
he really falls down and does that trip.
I mean, there are some of these guys who are just gonna die in the ring, and that's just fucking how it is. And maybe, yeah. I don't take the best care in the world of myself. I'm trying now, but it's a little bit hypocritical for me to say, hey, Lawler, you're stupid for getting in the ring. I fucking smoke a lot of cigarettes and I eat like shit, and I fucking, who the fuck am I to tell that man, what the fuck he's supposed to do with the rest of his life? I mean, he's fucking Jerry Lawler. That's what he does. I mean, fuck.
And if anything, he's lived a good life.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck, man? Who are we to say what he should do? I mean, if he knows the risks, understands the risk, and is willing to take the risk, then it's his fucking life. Let him do what he wants to do.
He's a grown man.
He is a grown man. I mean, I expect nothing less than from Jerry the King Lawler. I mean, I don't know. Let him do what he's gonna do. Fuck.
All right. So moving on from there, we had an injury over the weekend, severe injury to Hulk Hogan. He severely injured his finger following a radiator blast on his boat. It was nasty.
I didn't get to see it.
Oh, dude.
Good thing I didn't, huh?
Just bad. I mean,
you can only see their faces right now.
Yeah, I might have to show you because it's pretty.
Really?
It was pretty nasty.
Okay, let me get this face. I have gum in my mouth. Am I gonna spit it out?
It's not bloody. It's just ugh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But apparently while on his boat, he was having issues with his engine, the engine or something, and he went to
radiator, I think.
Yeah, the radiator, and it was nothing too pleasant because it was pretty bad. So Tyler, here's the picture.
Holy bejesus!
Yeah, that's a finger.
Doesn't look real.
It doesn't. That's
a little puffy.
Yeah, a little bit, but certainly not pleasant. And looks like they've already taken care of it. So
what?
It looks like they popped it and took all the old skin and
hey, if you haven't seen it, look it up.
No, don't look it up. Do yourself a favor.
Look it up.
Don't look it up.
Don't worry, we're gonna post it on our page.
No, we're not. We're not gonna do that. If Tyler posted it, we're gonna delete it.
I'll just say Ben posted it.
No. So yeah. So hopefully, Hulk, you get a good recovery. Stop eating all my popcorn. But best of luck on your recovery. Speaking of recoveries, we've learned that Eric Young is getting ready to undergo his 16th surgery.
That's a lot
for his throat. He's been having throat issues again. It's just, man.
I can imagine 16.
That's way too many. That's more than anyone should have to deal with. So hopefully they get everything taken care of that needs to be taken care of.
That'll be the last one.
And so just. Man, get well soon, Eric. best of luck for you. But we do have some other news as far as signings because Dragon Gate has confirmed that Sami Callihan has signed with the WWE. They posted a statement saying that he wrestled his last match.
Well, I read the press release. It didn't say, hey, he signed with the WWE. It just said he finished up with them.
Oh, okay.
Feeding like heavily more like into the speculation that, there's no reason to assume he's anywhere else.
Gotcha. So
Where's he going?
to the Fed. Other signing news for the WWE, they have also signed Samurai Del Sol. Is that right? That's pronounced that okay?
Samurai Del Sol.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know a whole lot about this guy, but
He's pretty good. I mean, like Sammy's the fucking catch of the guys you're hearing rumored right now. Sammy's the guy to keep your eyes on if you're gonna pick a dude. But Samurai Del Sol's pretty good.
Okay. So there you go.
Another masked dude. Guess they're trying to fill that spot. I guess they're just not happy with House and Cara. I guess they could take the mask off of him. I mean, who knows? But
Yeah. Didn't they sign like another masked luchador a while back and haven't like heard anything from that? Like it was supposed to be like a big feud for Sin Cara, and then
they were supposed to bring Averno in like years
That was
ago,
it.
but like that never happened.
oh, well that sucks. Oh well. So
He lost his mask anyway.
Oh, bummer. So that's it for the hot topics. Time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Tyler's ready. Look at him.
Who's it coming from?
Say it.
It's coming from Jamie from last week, saying this question is for Doug. What are your thoughts on Kenta Kobayashi?
Kobashi's great. Like I love the 90s All Japan stuff. I mean, I think there's like and he's like synonymous with that 90s All Japan, him, Misawa, Taue, Kawada, those dudes. Yeah. And I mean, he's as synonymous as any of those other guys. Like personal, like taste wise, I lean like to more towards like Misawa and Kawada than Kobashi and Taue. But yeah, I mean, he's a part of that era and why that era is so important. And like, there's a reason why that era is heralded as like, one of the high points in the history of wrestling. And he's definitely a big part of it. So yeah, he's great. But personal preference, I'm more of a Misawa guy, more of a Kawada guy.
All right, so there you go. Thanks for the question, Jamie. Final question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, I am currently enjoying a week-long holiday in Blackpool, the home of one of Britain's finest wrestling exports, William Regal.
Damn right.
And I was thinking, what is your best and worst holiday experiences?
I'm thinking he means holiday, like in that
Vacation?
vacation way.
Okay.
Is that what he means?
Well, it says week-long holiday.
Yeah.
He's on a week-long holiday?
Well, like what? I was totally gonna say something, but I can't remember what I was gonna say. Hanukkah is like a bunch of nights, right?
8 crazy nights.
All right, settle down, Sandler.
All right.
No, I haven't had like too many crazy vacations. I've been to Disney World a couple of times and it was pretty fun. Yeah, man, I haven't really been that many places. I've been to Florida for Disney World twice, and I'm struggling to think of another place I've been. Disney World was fun. I went during Star Wars weekends, and it was cool to have like people dressed up as like Star Wars people walking around for you to run and take pictures with, and that was cool. Most of like the trips I've had are more like going to see buddies in college for the weekend, like kind of like party trips, and those are good times, but nowhere like super crazy. Like most of my buddies went to college at Texas A&M, so most of my road trips were to like college stations. So
That's cool.
yeah, I don't have too many. I don't think I've been that many places.
Yeah. What about a worst experience?
Did he ask worst and I said best?
Best and worst.
Oh, like I said, like the two that I really consider like a true vacations I had fun on. And I mean, some some party weekends were a little more raucous than others, but I mean, I can't think of any like real shit ones.
Okay, how about you, Tyler?
I mean,
What was your best holiday vacation experience thing that you've ever had? Vegas?
out of state would have to be Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida was good too. I went to Universal Studios twice, but yeah. Worst, I can't really think of like out of state stuff. I mean, there's times. Well, I mean, there's one time I went to Louisiana because I had a free hotel at one of the casinos. So me and Noah go because he wants to go and just hang out.
Noah.
So he doesn't tell me until 8 o'clock at night. He goes, "Oh shit, dude, I gotta be at work at 6." I was like, "Motherfucker!" So we had to get up early to go back to Texas.
Damn it, Noah. I got to ruin
I
everything.
mean,
No, it's Noah's fault.
it's Noah's fault. No
It is.
impairment, everybody.
Who apparently didn't have very much luck on driving home. Didn't his tire go out or something
Yeah,
like
well, yeah, back tire blew out.
that? That's not good. At least he was safe. Yeah. And he had fun with the swingers.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know, best holiday experience, best vacation. I mean, I've gotten to go to Alaska. I've been to California. I've been to Vegas. Been to Universal Studios. I went to the old school Nickelodeon studios. When they
Nice.
still had the Nickelodeon banner, bright orange and the geyser
that's
and all that.
awesome.
Yeah, I got to go to that, so it was pretty fun. I don't know. I'd probably have to say best experience was when we went to Vegas, because we went to Vegas to celebrate my 21st birthday, and got off the plane and my stepdad pulls out $500 and says, "Hey, it's Vegas. Have fun." You can't argue with that.
Can't beat that.
So, but then in Alaska, I got to walk on a glacier, and
He licked it.
I ate some glacier, and it was good. So,
He was walking on the glacier. He met Glacier.
Maybe some glacier dick.
because I'm a slut. So, I don't know as far as worst holiday experience. I think nothing really comes to mind. I mean, I went to Austin one time, and my back acted up, and I was in a lot of pain from then on. And I got sick while I was there, too. So that's never fun. But other than that, I'm not really sure. So, yeah, have fun as long as you're enjoying yourself. So,
I
thanks.
thought Blackpool was a tough town.
I don't know.
Rough little hood, I thought.
Maybe Mr. Drop It Lawson's a tough
It's a little thug, isn't
tough guy.
He
you know?
fights in
Lawson's
pubs.
Lawson's a thug, isn't he?
He's dropping knowledge on them fools. So,
They don't want none of him.
they don't want none. Otherwise, they'll be dropping low. So thanks for the questions. Submit your questions. Go to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Also, check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com,
before I
WrestlingNewsSource.com on
forget-
Facebook.
Before I forget, I want to give a big ups to Ryan for stepping in for me last week. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I appreciate it. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And also subscribe to our show on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast. We apologize that it hasn't been updated. We are looking into that right now.
Looking for Stitcher?
We are. We're for those who are listening and have Android phones. We're not going to try and leave you behind now. We are currently looking into being featured on Stitcher as well. So be on the lookout for that. We'll try and keep you updated as soon as we get any information on there. So subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave us a little review. We'd certainly do appreciate it.
Follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast, and for the main site, WN Source. Can't talk.
Also on Tout at WNS Podcast.
So there you go.
Also, like we said at the beginning of the show, check out Nightmare Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
.com.
And Doomsday.
Doomsday Wrestling. Just, check their stuff out. It's just awesome, Also, if you have any shows coming up in your neck of the woods, leave it on our page,
There you go. Definitely. So glad to have you back, Doug. Glad you're feeling better.
Glad to be back.
Welcome back. Certainly happy that you're here. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
Doug.
We'll catch you all next week.
Bye.